Welcome, Jet fans, to another episode of the Jets Life podcast. The New York Jets, last couple weeks, wrapping up mandatory minicamp, and we are heading into a month of quiet, a calm before the storm of training camp eventually rolls around. We'll get this thing rolling. Knicks fans, we're in the hat. Finally did it. But before further ado, let me get joining into the show as always. Big Dom. Dom, our Knicks finally did it.
Finally. Oh!
They have laid the groundwork. They have laid out the plan. The Jets seen it happen now. Maybe they eventually kind of use that knowledge and get this thing rolling in the right direction.
Maybe they should all go see the Knicks and rub their shoes or something. You know what I'm saying? Get some luck. Anything, bro.
Do something. Go to MSG because there was some crazy comebacks happening at MSG. Obviously, the 29-point comeback in the finals, 22-point comeback in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks did a lot of improbable stuff, but we'll get to that, obviously, our Knicks segment. We'll wrap this thing up. We'll give the net fans an opportunity to escape the mayhem here. But, let's get this thing rolling right away. And obviously, Dom, we hit that time where we would like this to be a quiet time, but there is some big news out there on Geno Smith specifically. Listen, I know the news broke a couple days ago. Some sort of battery type of situation. There just isn't enough information out there to really make judgment calls. But the issue here, that at least in my opinion, is the lady who's basically put this all out there, kind of reporting that he just doesn't care for his, one of his kids, this and that, yada, yada. This is all just a big shit show, in my opinion, right now. The only thing that has me the most concerned on it, and you can chime in too with what you know or what you've heard on the situation. The thing that has me the most concerned, I saw that Zach Rosenblatt put out there that he did reach out to the Davie Police Department to get some information, and from his report was that he's been informed that there's an ongoing investigation and there's going to be no comment at this time. So if there be an investigation, doesn't kind of sound great, tells you that there is something still going on. You just don't want the Jets' only potential quarterback to be in a situation where he can't even play come this year. So again, tell me what your thoughts are, what you've heard.
I mean, what I heard pretty much the same thing. I heard that it's, first of all, it wasn't even his baby mama, right? It was like one of his girlfriends or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that actually put the video live. I mean, I think she was seeking attention. For what I've seen on the video that was spread out, was like he really didn't do nothing. She was the one that's going crazy, berserk, and all that. But did you see that one video? Like when she was inside the house, they seen a gun in a sink.
I didn't see that video.
Oh yeah, there's like an AK-47 or something in the sink. Yeah, look it up, man. Just look it up. That was kind of like, all right. Listen, I know how Florida is with the gun rules out here and all that. So I mean, I could see him owning one. But why the hell would you have it in the sink?
Yeah, that makes sense. The one that I heard that was like, I mean, again, I hope none of this is true. It's not funny at all. But the one where I guess she said that he, instead of wanting to take care of his 7-year-old son, he just wants to watch porn and play video games. Like what the hell is going on here? But his wife, I don't know if it's wife or his baby mom, whatever she is. She did come out and say he does care for his kid, and it's not, she called her out as being a problem, looking for drama, so on and so forth. Listen, at the end of the day, just hope this whole thing blows over and it's not a situation where he misses time. Fortunately for him, if this is a situation, it's not like the Ray Rice situation where he was caught on camera and knocking a girl out in an elevator. It's not like the Adrian Peterson situation where there was pictures and all that stuff kind of. I mean, maybe there is. Maybe that stuff is going to come out
Who
Hopefully
knows?
not, obviously. I hope that this is all just someone trying to spread a narrative to get some money out of him. I don't know. But for Adrian Peterson, there was pictures out there of, the stuff he was doing to his kid, the bruises and stuff like that. So fortunately, that hasn't come to light yet to this point, and hopefully it doesn't at all, for obviously for that family's sake, for Geno's sake, and obviously for all of our sake, because if we don't have Geno going,
Oh
it's going to be
man,
a year of Brady
Bradley
Cook
Zappi and
or
Clay
Bailey Zappi or
Clay Klubnik.
Cade. Well, I mean, I don't even know if Cade Klubnik is ready to play yet. We don't even know. We don't know
Oh,
the
geez.
situation there.
No,
So
it is. You know what? You think of the situation and all that, and Geno Smith. I mean, he's been in the league a while now. He's made a lot of money in the league. You know what I'm saying? He's got another opportunity with the Jets. Second time around, hopefully he makes it better for them, But like you would think that he shouldn't be surrounded by people like that. That is just noise, dude. Outside noise that you don't need in your life. Like I mean, listen, I don't know the whole side of it and all that, but to me, the way it seemed is like she was hungry for attention. She put this out there. He must have pissed her off somehow, maybe not giving her time or something like that, and she blew up this whole big thing. Like who puts that? Like if there's an issue, like for instance, if you had an issue with Geno Smith, why do that? Go like put it on social media. Why not call the cops first? You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where I think it's all kind of bullshit. But again, we don't know until the reports finally do come out, because I know they don't mess around with that down here.
Yeah, I mean, and I know there's also like some news out there of him refusing to provide, security footage to the police. A lot of red flags, obviously, within the storyline, and again, I just hope it's just like, him knowing his rights and lawyer up and figure things out, and
I'm
hopefully
pretty
it's
sure
just
he's lawyered
all
up
for
for
nothing.
sure.
But yeah, it's just a crazy situation that the Jets, as you mentioned, the Jets don't need it. He doesn't need it. His family doesn't. Nobody needs this crap.
Hell no.
But
Said it was quiet.
if he is in the wrong, I mean,
That's
he
bad
should be.
news, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he should be punished to a full extent. He's
Yeah, 100%.
choosing all this other stuff instead of taking care of a 7-year-old kid.
I want to listen. Taking care of your kids is one thing, but I'm more worried about the whole situation with her and him, because at the end of the day, you could be a deadbeat dad, because there's many guys out there in the NFL like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. He may be a good quarterback or whatever he wants to be. Take care of your child. That's very important. He could be a scumbag out there. You know what I'm saying? But like if there's any charges to be brought up, you can't be brought up being a crappy father. You know what I'm saying? But physically striking a woman or something like that's a whole different story. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see. And I hope that but then again, you said his wife, his the mother of the child, came out and said, "No, he's a good dad." Blah blah blah. Maybe he's not the greatest dad, but hey, he's doing things. For the kids.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, just hope this all blows over. Hope it's not as serious as maybe it's been accused of.
No, for sure.
And it's just noise at this point that hopefully eventually goes away. And obviously, just to make, just when you were trying to think, okay, maybe if this is a serious situation, you got the supplemental draft coming around, and Brandon Sorsby might be more of an option now. Maybe they get a little more aggressive. Well, the NFL is clearly trying to send a message here, in my opinion. It doesn't take much to organize supplemental draft, just to have teams put a bid in and figure out who gets the player, especially in a situation where there's only one player in the supplemental draft. But the NFL has chosen to not have a supplemental draft this year, which means that Brandon Sorsby will not be coming to the NFL this year. So I don't know what this does to his college eligibility, since he kind of backed out of Texas Tech and said he was going to go to the NFL. I wonder if this reopens it, and I just don't know the whole landscape of things yet. I don't think really anybody does at this point, except for really Sorsby and Texas Tech probably, and a few others. But I don't know. It just really seems like the NCAA and NFL are really, really, really trying to send a message here that gambling is not acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be, of course, especially when people's money's on the line. I don't care if you're betting on your own team or someone else's team. You still have insider knowledge. Well,
Yeah.
always players have knowledge that we just don't have, being on the outside. And when they have the ability to kind of put $1 million bet in one direction, guess what the gambling odds are going to do? They're going to move in the other way, hoping that more people pick the other thing. And then we'll see it. And we're like, oh, wow, you're getting plus money on this guy, whatever, to throw for 100 yards. That makes perfect sense, whatever. When really, the reason why that's the case, probably there was a big bet placed on the other side. And it happens all the time. It's not even like,
I mean, these are the things that we've caught, What about the things on their line that we don't see? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
there's been plenty of situations where just things don't make sense.
Just like those refs against the Knicks, man. You don't think there was some
That was just a case of the NBA won that series to go along.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, what this means for the Jets,
Knicks
I really the Sorsby situation, I don't know. I said it for a while. 3rd round pick is probably where I landed.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
I think they probably would have landed him in a 3rd round pick unless, a team like Minnesota, someone in the back end of the 2nd round says, let's put in a 2nd round bid. It just seemed rich for a guy who you would assume is probably going to miss some time. And, who knows what the gambling issue is. I mean, obviously, he claims to have a gambling addiction. So, is this a consistent issue? Has he been healed? Does 1 month, 2 months of rehab, whatever he did, really heal all wounds? It usually doesn't if you're labeling yourself an addict. So I just never really saw a team bidding a 2nd rounder. And I think there were reports recently that the Jets didn't have interest with him. I know that there was a report a couple days ago on it. So maybe that was a result of them kind of hearing the whispers before the news broke today that they were going to cancel the supplemental draft. So again, I don't think there was a situation where, they would probably landed him. If they did, it would have been 3rd round pick and he probably wouldn't even played.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Brendan Sorsby, being that there is no supplemental draft, he ain't come to the NFL. So next year, what, he's just sitting duck and waiting for the 2027 draft anyways?
I think that's how it works, yeah.
Oh boy, his stock is going to fall big time. Mm-hmm. He might be like a 6th round quarterback at that point.
And listen, in my opinion, he was still a player that needed some work. I think he's
day 3 for sure.
I think he's definitely somebody who could have benefited from another year, especially another year with legitimate competition. Texas Tech was a perfect situation for him. And obviously, I'm just not sure if he's going to play or not this year. And if he does, I don't know when he's going to play. Like, is he going to? Is it going to be like an 8-game suspension? Is it going to be a full year? If it is, then he's really screwed.
The way it sounded at first, it was only supposed to be 2 games.
From college?
Yeah, that's all it was supposed to be.
They took away his eligibility. I mean, I think he's still in the court system at this point.
I guess because I know that judge, didn't he reverse the call? And then
but then the NCAA appealed that ruling. So I think what he was trying to do at this point was saying, okay, I only have until, and I think the deadline for it was like end of June, whatever, to apply for the supplemental draft, and then they would do it sometime mid-July. I think what he was trying to do was like, okay, they're appealing it now. Let's say it's 2 weeks before a judge sees this now, or votes on the appeal. We're getting more and more closer and closer to the deadline, and I just need to make a decision. And he probably just made that decision. But now that decision has been made by the NFL that he's not coming, now I think it goes back to the his only option, which is see what the courts do.
So I was going to say, is he 100% not playing for Texas Tech next year now?
I don't believe that's the case. I just don't know.
There's so much on that. It's like ridiculous, dude.
My assumption is Texas Tech will love to have him because I think they were hoping he'd be their number 1.
Yeah. Now what do they got now? I mean, now you're talking from projected maybe top 10 team. Could fall out of the top 10, maybe not even be ranked if you don't play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think their defense is still their calling card at this point, as it was last year. I mean, I know they lost, obviously Bailey and some other big players on the defensive line that had a lot to do with their success. But the way these teams are. It's more coach driven a lot of times. That's why the good offenses are always good. That's why the elite defenses like Georgia are typically good for extended periods of times. It's the coaching. It's a funnel. They're bringing in new recruits. It's just a continuous funnel. I mean, and they're a Texas team. if you live in Texas, you have a few teams you like to go to, and if you're a big prospect, you're going to Texas Tech, you're going to University of Texas, you're going to TCU, you're going to some of these bigger schools. That's where you would like to play. Very few get poached out in Texas, obviously, and go on to play at other places. But they're going to have their players. Texas Tech is a good program, good coach over there now, too. So they'll be fine. But the Brandon Sorsby situation, obviously, very, very odd, very confusing. I don't think we've seen something like this, not with the gambling, but even just in general. It just seems like a really messy situation. And we've actually had two of them this year, actually. The Trinidad Chambliss situation was also very, very weird. Like, it went from
him wanting to come, like, stay back another year, and the NCAA rejected it.
He can't come out. He can't come out. He wants to come out. He can't come out. And it's just like, oh no. It's not that he couldn't come out. It's that he couldn't go back. He wanted to get another year of grooming, which, what the hell? Let the guy freaking do it. Let him get another year. I know there's the rules. They don't want like 10-year quarterbacks playing in college. I get that. Gets a little creepy at some point.
No,
but yeah, it's kind of another weird situation where it's going to run through the courts. My guess is eventually it lands where, he's able to play, but on some sort of suspension, if I had to guess. And then, hopefully we get to see
a little bit
along with these other quarterbacks playing some college football this year.
It's going to be a fun year this year, especially we're going to be in a mix for a quarterback for sure.
Yeah,
the more the merrier.
Weird situation. But other Jets news, it's on the positive side.
Yeah,
That's signing Joe Tittman to a big time contract, 4 years, $66 million. It's a move that most people thought they needed to make. He's a player that has offensive line flexibility, while he's more, in my opinion, more suited for guard, and that's where he'll be playing. He's a player that can, in a pinch, move over to center if you need him to. If Myers sucks, gets injured, whatever have you, you have a guy that has some experience there.
Yeah, he's flexible.
Obviously, it's a reasonable contract. I think this puts him as a top 15 paid guard this year, and the deal kicks in, I want to say, a year or two from now.
Oh, wow.
He's on his third year.
So they're able to shoot it out. His third year, yeah.
This is his third year, so next year would be the final year.
So 2 years from now, it gets kicked out. 2028.
We drafted him when? Now I'm confused.
2 years ago. I think we drafted him in 2023, didn't we?
Drafted in 2023, so 23 was his first year, 24, 25. This is his fourth year. So he's on his rookie contract this year and next year. So 2027 will be the year that it kicks in. That's what I thought. So
smart
next
deal.
year it kicks in.
If he had a monster year this year, dude, that number could have went up to $20 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So
it could have, and not even to mention, if you tried staying on the trajectory, like let's say he played just as good as he did last year and didn't improve, didn't get worse. If you still wanted to pay him top 15 guard money, this deal probably goes up by $10 million a year potentially.
Yeah. It'd be a $70 million deal over 4 years.
And this has been a move. This has been something Muji has done a pretty decent job ever since taking over, is
keeping his own,
getting ahead on these contracts. The only one he really couldn't get ahead of was the Breece Hall situation, because obviously the tags, other situations, but he got ahead of it on Sauce Gardner. Obviously, we all know he's gone now. He got traded for a couple first-round picks. Got ahead of it on Garrett Wilson, which looks like an absolutely amazing move, because you just see the money that's getting doled out for guys like Alec Pierce got paid handsomely this year. And I don't know, my opinion is Garrett Wilson's probably a better prospect than Garrett.
There's a couple of receivers that just got paid too, right after that too.
There were a few.
Drake London.
Drake London got paid.
Yeah.
I mean, Drake London's been, pretty solid. I mean, I know we're a little biased, but what he's done over the last couple of years has been really impressive.
Really, I mean, listen, big guy. He's got the perfect. Listen, he's playing good there.
Mm-hmm.
I just think Garrett's a little better though as a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, he does a little bit more. We have yet to see Garrett Wilson with
with a real quarterback.
At least
of Aaron Rodgers, without Devontae Adams, that would have been something special.
So I think we saw the true Garrett Wilson for probably about 7 games with Aaron Rodgers, and then once they got Devontae Adams,
it all
and
trickled away.
it kind of went away a little bit. He wasn't getting as much of the volume because Rodgers was going to his guy on a more repetitive basis. So I don't think we got the full experience yet. But it's kind of sad that we're 5 years into his career, and
I feel like
still
we're wasting this guy's fucking time.
still waiting to get the full Garrett Wilson experience. And we're not even asking for we're not saying we want him to have like
a 2000
as quarterback.
Yeah.
We just want him to like have somebody that's normal.
Yeah,
I mean, it's this year with Geno.
I'm happy with a top 15 quarterback. I think you'd sign up for that right now, would you not?
The top 15?
You could lock up a top 15 for the next 10 years.
I'd sign up for top 24. All right. I think we'd all sign up for anything that's. You know how many times I've seen a graphic out there that Jets quarterback is ranked 34 as 30, like 34 out of 35 qualified quarterbacks, whatever it is.
That means backups are doing better, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. And that graphic, I know for a fact that I've seen that before.
I mean, when you have,
especially with Zach Wilson.
If you have quarterbacks named Zach Wilson and Brady Cook, Justin Fields, what'd you expect? I mean, we all got brainwashed that game one last year. I mean, we thought we finally hit on something for once, and then poof, did that all change right away?
I don't even blame Brady Cook. Like, he wasn't supposed to be a starter, so I don't really.
I know.
Like when you have a guy like Zach Wilson who's come in and was supposed to be your starter, and like 5 weeks into the season, like he's got backups doing better than him. That's obviously a major level of concern. But yeah, we just want to see our receivers. And we'll jump right into it actually. So into some of the training camp, or not training camp, mini camp, whatever you want to call it, OTAs. In some of the OTAs.
This is big.
Adonai Mitchell, Geno Smith. What's going on here? All right. Adonai Mitchell, Geno Smith apparently have good chemistry. A.D. Mitchell's been solid. He gets open down the field. These are all things that we already knew about him. And it's good to see that Geno Smith is using that power in his arm to get the ball downfield. A.D. Mitchell's the type of guy that, we've talked about here a lot. Second-round pick last year, or a couple years ago, from Indianapolis, out of Texas. And kind of fell out of favor for whatever reason. I mean, obviously they had Pittman over there. Obviously they had Alec Pierce over there. And for whatever reason, fell out of favor. There was drop issues, obviously. He had that blunder of a play where he was about to score. He dropped the ball, similar to what
we're so used to that.
Malachi Corley did for us a couple years ago against the Texans. Just making bonehead plays like that. Eventually, with us, he showed some promise. We never really did get the Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell on one side type of situation. But he comes into this season. You still got Garrett Wilson. You got A.D. Mitchell added here now. Breece Hall's coming back. Geno Smith, obviously a major upgrade of what the Jets have had for a number of years.
Brought in Omar.
It'll be a good situation here for the Jets offense. What was that?
We got weapons now. I mean, listen, he's a wildcat, Mitchell. We don't know what he is yet. You know what I'm saying? He's still a young kid, still grooming to be something. He could be a number 2 receiver in this NFL. You know what I'm saying? So we may even have him. So that's he could be that missing, like, what the hell did we get here? That makes that Sauce Gardner trade, if he pans out, even more special. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's pretty wild.
And what I'll say to that is, and this is why I'm in favor of how the Jets handled this offseason at a number of positions, but focusing solely on wide receiver. Let's say pass catcher. Jets came into the offseason with Garrett Wilson, A.D. Mitchell, Mason Taylor, Jeremy Ruckert. That's who they came in as their primary pass catchers. You can add a number of other players, but those were their primary guys. And this is what I always say all the time. I hated when the Jets did this. They would always kind of go through an offseason, get to the regular season, and you were hoping for a guy to take a jump. Okay, you were hoping that this guy would take a jump. And that's always obviously what you're hoping.
Right.
But what they did this offseason said, okay, we expect these guys to take a jump, and we're going to also flood more volume into the situation. We're going to bring in another receiver in here with first-round potential in Omar Cooper. From a Mason Taylor standpoint, we believe this guy has good potential. Second or third drafted tight end in last year's draft. high second rounder, but we're now going to raise the floor of this position by also bringing in a guy who we believe can be an elite prospect. If it takes either of these guys a little bit of time to establish themselves, one of the two better be able to handle it. If the whole group isn't doing it, that tells you it's a coaching problem.
Yeah,
that tells you it's a coaching
problem.
Agree with.
I totally agree with. Listen, it's a good problem to have right now. Like we're seeing. Listen, slowly but surely, we're seeing like smart maneuvering by the office. I mean, listen, we haven't had this in a while. Like you said it before. Like even bringing in pass catchers, dude. When was the last time the Jets brought 2 pass catchers in the first round? I mean, think about that.
This year was the first time, I believe.
Yeah, so like they know now, so like, somebody knocked on the door and said, "Hey, listen, we need some pass catchers. Our offense just needs to pick up the game." So that's that. I mean, I love that whole idea. I mean, listen, our tight end room, if it pans out, could be a top 10 unit in the league if it really pans out.
I mean, look at this offense as a whole, and the receivers. You got Cooper, Mitchell, Garrett Wilson, all first and second round picks.
Listen,
you have the tight ends, Mason Taylor Sadiq, all first and second round picks.
Good problem.
Grace Hall, second round pick. You got the offensive line, Membu, Titman, Fashanu, all first round picks or second round picks. And then obviously, you can't have all first round picks, second round picks everywhere, but that's pretty damn close to that result.
Dude, that's a solid. Listen, on paper, solid. Like if you would have told me if you just looked at college stats and never watched these players play before, and you gave me this paper, it's showing me this team, right? And if let's say the Jets were not involved in here, okay, you would think before they even stepped on the field, there's a pretty solid group. You know what I'm saying? Now, like you said, if they can't do anything, definitely a coaching problem, 100%. Even their quarterback, wasn't he a second round pick?
Geno Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
I mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking some good. I mean, listen, it could be fun this year. I mean, listen, maybe you don't have to watch boring football for the rest of our fucking lives. Maybe they could turn it around. Maybe they get the Knicks luck, bro.
Well, we'll see. But yeah, I mean,
about 1 second.
You're good.
Yeah.
Well, Dom's going away. Just want to remind everybody, if you can, or if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. It's how we're going to grow. We appreciate all the support for everybody watching in the chat. Just definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate your support. But yeah, as far as this whole situation with AD Mitchell is concerned, yeah, it's something that as Jet fans, we just want to see improvement from multiple players. Is every single year there's a player on a certain team. It's like nobody's heard of him, and he just takes that step in a direction where he becomes a household name to some degree. And the Jets have lacked that for quite a long period of time. The players that usually are providing results, the ones you appoint this offseason to make sure that there's not a depth problem this year, because the Jets have plenty of depth at multiple positions. Dom and I will kind of go into that. I will be on next week. Dom will be missing next week. We will be out the following week. I'll actually be going to a concert. So we'll be starting this thing back up July 14th, and we'll start giving a dive into our positions. Dom has just gotten back. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good now. Thanks.
All right. But yeah, that's what we want. We just want like
competent football, dude. That's all we want.
For a position group, and you want to try and just kind of put as many players in a position. And that's what the Jets did with the front seven. When you look at the front seven as a whole and who the Jets brought in, all these different players, Onyemata, Joseph Asai, Enningbari, Demario Davis, they just brought in volume. They just brought a lot of players into those position groups. Obviously, David Bailey with the picks. You just bring in a lot of guys into these position groups that, one, some of them have experience, and we've seen what they're able to do. And, if Will McDonald has a down year, you have other guys that can just come in and just kind of feed off of what he's lacking and what he's doing. That's, I think, the biggest thing that the Jets have done this offseason is kind of raise that potential. Another play I want to get into a little bit here, and we've talked about him a lot, Braylon Allen. talking in an interview, you gained 15 pounds, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He's looking more powerful. He's looking stronger, this and that, yada, yada. My biggest thing is, how many times have we heard this friggin' about this guy?
I was going to say the same thing, dude. We walk into every year, this guy looks great, blah, blah, blah. And then, yet, he can't even break more than a 5-yard gain.
Not even that. Guy, how many times has he got stuffed on a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 1, and a few times he makes it, he gets, 5 yards out of it, fumbles the ball at the goal line with the Dolphins. Listen, my biggest issue with this guy is obviously he's got playing time. He's only 23 years old. He's still very, very, very young. I'm not going to sit here and say like he's a bum. He's done. None of that. But the power wasn't really a problem. It's how you use that power on the field has been a problem for me. Like, why is it that he's not getting these? If he's 240 pounds, whatever the heck he is, why is he not getting? Why is he just not running through it? Especially with this offensive line being as good as everyone's projecting it out to be. Like, what's the missing piece here on these short yard situations? It's not even just him. I'll admit, even Breece Hall, run up the middle is not his cup of tea. He's more of an outside guy. I tell you, like Brown was supposed to be that 1-2 punch kind of guy who can compliment him, and it just hasn't been the case.
I was gonna say with Braylon Allen, like for instance, you're right. This is year 3 of Braylon Allen, right? So he's on a 4-year deal as well.
When did I go to Tennessee? Yeah, year 3.
Year 3. I mean, so this is a big year for him. I mean, he needs to show something, man. I mean, honestly, if he wants a spot on this roster, because they ain't gonna be no 2026, 27 for him if he's not going to produce this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think he still has potential. I know you're right. He's 23 years old, but this is all potential because of us Jet fans talking. We haven't seen it on the field yet. I see more of Isaiah Davis doing better right now than he has.
Yeah, and I agree. And especially with the injuries too. Like, I mean, he missed how many games did he even play last year? Like,
I think he played right after the Miami game he got hurt, right?
I think it was 6 games he played.
Yeah. And he really did.
It's not enough. Not enough for a bruising running back. And I know it was a knee thing. It's not like, it's not like he hurt his shoulder and cried for 10 weeks. Yeah. I understand it was a knee thing. But you're supposed to be a bruiser.
I remember last year.
It hasn't been the case for him at all.
Remember last year they kept it on the Hushes injury for a while. And then there was some leaks out there that he might be ready towards the end of the year. And then, boom, then they just cut him. They're like, not cut him, but he was done.
Probably shut him down, honestly. Okay. So he played 4 games last year. In those 4 games, 18 carries, 76 yards, averaging 20 yards a game. His longest run was 15 yards.
Take away that 15 out of the rest. What do you got? Like 1.6 per carry after that. It's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying.
It is ridiculous. And that's my concern. Again, it's not about his his strength, his power, how much does he weigh? It's, are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you being the complimentary back that we've all kind of asked for you to be?
Yeah.
Through 3 years, hasn't been the case. Hopefully this year can figure it out.
I hope so. Knock on wood.
The game I went to was the game in Tennessee. That was his best game by far as a Jet. And he hasn't had another game anywhere close to that over his entire tenure. I went to that game thinking we found something in a 1-2 punch, and just hasn't been the case.
Nothing besides that.
No, it's just been awful, one thing after another. But yeah, I don't know what else we're going to talk about. Really, like, minicamp has been kind of quiet for the most part. It's more the outside stuff that's been kind of a common thing. The biggest thing I guess we're looking for,
I was going to say, they were talking a little bit about D'Angelo Ponds.
That's actually perfect timing. I was going to talk about the cornerback position battle. I think that's probably the most intriguing area for this team.
Marks there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got Stevens, you got Thomas, you got Ponds, Brownlee, Nashawn Wright, who we got from the Bears for $4 million this 1 year. There's a lot of bodies there. Again, very similar to what I was saying. You're bringing in a lot of guys. I think.
Good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Talk about he wasn't as bad last year, but nobody was throwing the ball, so it's a little like insurance policy there.
like I was gonna say, out in that group right there, can you pencil in the starter right now? Do you think Stevens is definitely CB1 on that team?
I think he's likely CB1. I think Wright is probably challenging Thomas. Because listen, again, another guy, Thomas, who looked good as a rookie at times, but
Injury
he didn't finish the year. That's a concern, and that was a concern with him coming out of college too. Was the injury type of thing. So I think Wright just gives them another player, some additional depth. You still have Stiggers, who I don't know if I really want to see him on the outside, but he's still another body you could throw in there if need be in a pinch type of situation. But yeah, I think the way I would go about it, if you ask me today, it would be Stevens starting on one side. The Jets would like Azaria Thomas to be starting on the outside, but if not, they don't have an issue with putting Wright on the outside. The problem with Wright is, he's one of those like feast or famine type of guys.
Gives up the big play, makes the interception on another play.
Exactly, yeah. So that's a concern. Obviously, like you can't have that in the NFL. Teams will figure out a way to attack that, and they'll expose you,
especially in a division with May and Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then the question is, where does Pons land in this whole equation? Is he an outside guy? I think year one, probably more primarily your inside guy, but they've said they want to cross train him. They want to have him play him a lot of inside, a lot of outside, and then take it from there.
All to play the outside though, the boundaries.
Probably, but
he plays big though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between him and that.
I mean, you're not going to pair him against Calvin Johnson. I get it.
No, well,
you wouldn't want to do that.
Funny. What was? I'm just curious. What's his height compared to Aaron Glenn's height?
I think they're about the same. They're both like 5'8".
Hey, Aaron Glenn did it for years, man. He played the outside and he dominated the outside. He was a shutdown.
A little bit different game back then,
than
it is today. That's all I'll say about that. I mean, Aaron Glenn was pretty gifted on the outside. I'm not going to. I mean, Aaron Glenn was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
This guy was a second-round pick. So I think it's a little bit different when you look at it that way. But I'm not going to say he can't do it. We've seen short corners out there. I mean, even us, DJ Reed was out there as a shorter corner. I think Pond's still like an inch shorter than DJ Reed, but if you can play on the outside and you can have the hops that he does, that's his biggest thing. Is like he can get up there and get to the ball. He can high point the ball.
He's not only that, he's got good football IQ, man. That has a lot to do with anything. Because if you have good football IQ, one step ahead, that's awesome, dude. Like you're eliminating that threat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have to see. He's got to put it on the field, dude. That's
we got to see it. Training camp's that's what training camp's gonna be about. So the preseason game is gonna be about. It's gonna be about evaluating these young guys and seeing if we have something long term.
We're closely there. We're talking about.
We nailed all four of these guys. You know what I mean? And then some. But see how these guys roll.
Aren't we like 5 or 6 weeks from training? Not even training camp, but preseason week 1.
I would think so. It's usually the second week in August.
I'm just curious because we're at June 23rd right now. Give me July 23rd is 4 weeks.
So the Jets open up the preseason. The fuck. I don't know what's going on with Google lately. It's been doing some stupid shit.
You gotta go, okay, Google.
I just Googled Jets preseason schedule. It starts at week 2 and acts like week 1 doesn't exist. So the Jets week 2 game is on August 21st. So let's say it's
so it's 2 months away.
August 14th. Yeah, so we're like 2 months away from it today.
Yeah.
But they'll still report the last week of July. I think you're supposed to report 15 days prior to your first preseason game. I think is how they do it, or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's 15 days though. So
it's gonna be fun, man. Little do you know, bam, with minicamp coming up, and boom, training camp, and then right after that, it starts, man. We're gonna be pumping up, dude.
That's exactly what it is. We'll be rolling into it pretty soon, and then September 13th would be the start of the season. So they'll have, they go from August 28th until September 13th. It's almost like
almost two and a half
weeks. Yeah. Because it's a Friday, so
it's a Friday game.
About 15. No, their last preseason game is a Friday game.
Friday.
And then
what's weird about that too, September 13 is pretty late for a start of the NFL season, isn't it?
It's usually, I mean, they start on September 11th, but that was a Monday night game a few years back.
No, so it's about the same.
It's around that time.
That's fine. Listen, they could even if it started at the end of September, beginning of October, I wouldn't complain. Just get me more football towards the end of the year. Well, this year wasn't so bad.
I think they were trying to adjust the schedule to where and I don't know if it's this year or if they're still in the works of it, but they're really trying to make it to where the Super Bowl is on the day before President's Day, so that everyone has off the next day.
Well, that's the best thing to do.
That's what the NFL is trying to do, and that would be obviously the perfect thing to do.
Second week of February.
What was that?
That would be the second week of February.
Yeah, I mean, this year the Super Bowl is on February 14th.
Yeah, it would be a quick fix, right? The only thing they would have to do essentially is add one more bye week to every team, and boom.
I think that's what they were saying with the 18th game, and it will allow for all that to happen.
They want to put an 18th.
They only want to add a bye week as if they're
an 18th.
That's what they want.
And what, are they going to take away one more preseason game? I mean, I don't care about
that, but why not? Because that's where the owners make. That's where the owners make a lot of money.
No, I get it. They do. Wow.
They require season ticket holders to buy those tickets.
I mean, I can't. I mean, listen. If they do it, they do it. But that's just one more game. You know what I'm saying? To the football bodies, that means a lot.
Oh yeah.
The way I look at it, I think you're just better off throwing in a bye week in there. Give everybody a 17-week schedule, spreading it out. Get 2 weeks bye for every team. Keep them healthy and all that. I think that's a smart way to do it. And do it like where it's like weeks 7, 8, and 9 is the first week, the first bye, and then like weeks 11, 12, and 13 would be the second bye. You know what I'm saying? Across the board. 3 divisions in each frigging bracket. Everybody gets their buys. But anyway, let them figure it out. I don't get paid enough to think about it.
No. But we've reached the conclusion of the Jets Life podcast. And now let's get into the real fun of the Knicks
We
Life.
are champions.
When I made this podcast, Jets Life podcast, I was talking about how miserable the Jets Life really is. And, obviously Knicks Life wasn't great for a very, very long time. But as of last Saturday, Knicks Life is beautiful, amazing. We have an elite team, a team that will go down as one of the more historic teams in the history of the NBA with the way that they handled the entire NBA in the playoffs, not just the Eastern Conference. They also handled
the San Antonio
pretty well, beating them down 4-1. And, dude, I mean, when we went through this whole thing, obviously, we're believers. We're gonna, believe our team can do it. We're realistic with the Jets, but with the Knicks, obviously, realistic too. But when they were solid, last couple of years, all right, they have a window here. They can make something happen. But this run, I think, really took those expectations and boomed them into a different direction. I'll tell you mine. Where was your moment throughout this playoffs that you said there's a legitimate shot this time around? Where did you start feeling like there was a legitimate shot?
It wasn't after the Hawks series. It wasn't there yet.
It wasn't. Right. No, not the Hawks. No.
But when they swept, who they sweep? All right, so it was Sixers. Atlanta first, huh?
Sixers.
The Sixers. When they swept the Sixers and the way they beat them, not just swept them, they annihilated them. Okay, I was like, damn, right? Then coming out, this is where I really got it. When they were down by 22 against the Cleveland Cavaliers and came back and won that game, right there, I said, you know what? They got a shot, especially knowing
something special going on.
Oh yeah, especially knowing that Detroit was the number 1 seed, got knocked off. We had home court throughout the whole playoffs, except for the Spurs, of course.
Oh yeah, Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah, when we got to that 22-point lead and then just annihilated them. I mean, we beat them big in that series too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right. So I felt it right at that game. That first game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. right? Now, again, we're Knicks fans. You always got to be optimistic and say, all right, shit happens. But then when we played San Antonio going up 2-0 at home, away, I was like, there's no freaking way we're losing this series. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still cautious. I was still like playing that Knicks, because we've been there many times. But I would say that the real first time my eyes really opened up was that game against Cleveland, that first game.
Yeah, and obviously we'll talk about that, like what that eventually led to, and how that really built this team's DNA moving forward. But yeah, that game 1, it meant a lot too, because for the second series in a row, the Knicks were playing a team who just won 7 games against their prior opponent, and the Knicks were fresh. They had just swept the Sixers. They had 9 days off. The biggest thing going into that series was, the rust versus rest conversation. And, the Knicks were rusty that game. They were very rusty.
They couldn't shoot the ball for nothing.
They couldn't shoot. Cleveland just hit a hot spot in the second quarter that eventually, layered into the second quarter, and they just grew that lead to 22. And then all of a sudden, at some point in time, 7 minutes, 50 seconds left in the game, everything. Donovan Mitchell hits a 3 to give them their biggest lead of the game, and then it just started. It just started to dwindle. Started to dwindle. And that arena, dude, I don't know if I've seen – I watch replays of it still every so often, and I still get the chills. The way that arena just erupted after every shot, and it got louder. It started low. It's like, okay, Brunson made a little layup. Oh, okay, yay. Okay, this one happened. Shaman hits a 3. Ooh, and it just gets louder and louder and louder. And just to the point where when the Knicks eventually tied the game, the entire arena was just losing it. And then overtime, obviously, sealing the deal.
Didn't they say during the game, one of the games, they were so loud it detected an earthquake in Manhattan?
I don't know if I heard that.
The vibration of the guard, dude, it was buzzing. It was buzzing,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I would have loved nothing more to take that series at home. But you know what? I didn't even want to have that chance to come home with that series. I said, let's just take it in San Antonio. I'm fine with it. But it was awesome.
And where I was getting at with that 22-point game, that was it for me too. It's all right, we stole a game against a team that we should probably handle very handsomely. I didn't think we were going to sweep them. I thought we had them in 6, just like I said with basically the Spurs as well. Thought we had them in 6, and we just one game after another just taking them out. And then what we did in closeout games against the first 3 opponents was just incredible. Just completely blew the handles off. Then we get to the Spurs series. And like you mentioned, winning those first 2 games the way we did, the first game being down, 14 points.
They gave us, 13 straight wins at that point?
We got up to 13 after we beat we got up to 13 after we beat them in game 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So winning 13 straight, I didn't see us losing 4 straight. You know what I'm saying? Or losing 4 games in the next, 5? What was at that point? Yeah. There was no way it was happening. I just didn't see it, But then again, I mean, the way the Spurs came out some of these games and the Knicks, I mean, we kind of saying, bro, what's going on? Especially when they lost that game 3 at home. Then game 4 was very similar too. They were down by 13, 14 points in that game.
In game 4?
Yeah. In game 4.
Well, we got down to 29. Are you saying just in the first quarter?
Yeah, you're right. Game 4 was 29-point lead that came back. And then boom. I mean, then we were up 3-1 at that point. And
I think it went. We were down 14 in game 1, down 12 in game 2,
down 29 in game 3.
We were down 14 in game 3 as well. Came back, took a lead, and then fell asleep in the second half.
Yeah.
Game 4 though, dude, I don't know if I'll ever forget this game. I don't know if it's even possible.
We watched it together.
The way that this thing happened, and I mean, obviously we were all together and stuff like that, but the way this thing came together, we walk away.
Miracles.
I mean, it basically was that. We're down 27. We get 76 points in the first half to this team. Again, we were down 29 points, and we were sitting there and I think this comes from maybe the 22-point comeback because we thought it was probably over, but we were sitting there watching saying, okay, if they do this, if they bring it down to 20 by the end of the third quarter, if they do this, if they do it, like hit these little milestones, this thing becomes something.
It reminded me of a situation where like the Knicks was like, they were the team that was well poised throughout the game and just knew it when it was the third and fourth quarters, especially late in the third, early fourth. They just turned on the volume, boom, and all the way up. They played with such intensity. It was like they were fresh. Their legs, they were flying all over the court like it was nothing. They're hitting every three, every two. Defense is playing elite. Because I'll tell you right now, that game 4, okay, being down 29 going into that game, okay, coming back from that, not only did we annihilated them defensively in the second half. What did we give up? A total of 30 points?
I'm in your head.
I'm in your head. Oh, that was Wemby. That was with Mitchell, right? Donovan Mitchell. I'm in your head.
No, Mitch Robinson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Mitchell Robinson. My bad.
I'm in your head.
That was crazy. Now Miami's going to give us a threat now. They got Giannis.
Listen,
but they gave up a lot of players.
They have no depth.
They don't know.
The rest of the starters.
The Knicks when they had all these players without Towns.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you need depth. And the Knicks showed you need depth.
Well, we saw it last year against the Pacers. Saw it the year before against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Your top end talent was only going to get you so far. They can't play 48 minutes a night. You need players off the bench that can. Obviously, no one's gonna replicate what Brunson can do, when he's clicking. But you need somebody that doesn't make it seem like going from Brunson to some guy off the street.
It can't be one guy doing it the whole time either. That's what was great about the Knicks this year. It was a team effort all along. I mean, listen, Brunson handled his load though. 45 points that game. Game 5.
In game 5.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He took that game. He took it over.
He took that series. He put it in his. He scored half the points Spurs did. Spurs had 90. He had 45.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. Yeah. I mean, listen.
Probably the greatest performance I've seen live out of a Knick. And definitely with the magnitude of it, but just in general, they threw everything out of that series, man. They knew that they can get through this if we just stop him. And was he great game 1 and 2? No, he wasn't. He shot very poorly. He just still scored 30 points in one of those games.
28 points and 22 points. Hey, listen, that's all said and dandy. But but the whole team was playing good though.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes everyone around him was playing good until game 5, and he was basically the only one. Him and Anunoby, were the two. Yeah, they were the two that turned it on for game 5, and that's all the Knicks needed. Just that and play elite defense, which is what they did. Spurs all season long, including the playoffs, 5 times got held under 100 points. 2 times were the Knicks in the finals, and 1 time was the Knicks in the regular season.
3 times out of the 5 done by the Knicks. Listen, Knicks always had the defense. There were times this year that defense looked like crap, but Mike Brown turned playoff time. That changed. That changed. Listen, they were scrappy too, man. They were a scrappy team. I watched this one play. I didn't even realize it. It was during the San Antonio or Cleveland game where Alvarado off the inbound just comes right behind from the guy and just steals the ball from him like it was nothing. I mean, that guy's
that's where he gets the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado.
Yeah, man, you got to keep that boy. You got to keep this team intact at least another year,
as much as you can. I have a little bit of concerns, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know all the different things, but there's the different aprons, whatever that it's basically salary cap in the NBA. I mean, the NBA has salary cap, but they also have different aprons, and if you go over this threshold, you're limited on draft picks you can trade and this and that. There's weird crap around it. Whatever. I can't sit here and say I understand it. What I can say is I don't understand why. You just won a championship. You just were selling seats for friggin' $7,000 a game for nosebleeds. I don't understand why Dolan made it a point to go out there and put it out there that we don't want to go into the second apron. I understand it limits you from you're not allowed to trade draft picks outside of a certain window. There's stuff behind it as far as why you don't want to go into that second apron, but the Knicks have every reason right now to believe that they can repeat, and they can probably do it again multiple times if everyone stays healthy the way it was, the way it is. I mean,
right there. This is the first time. I mean, you could even look at the history of Karl Anthony Towns, even OG. They've been
OG missed the series. He missed most of the 76ers series. And that was it.
Like if you look at Karl Anthony Towns when he was with Minnesota, right? Look at his career there, bro. He missed a lot of time too.
He missed a lot of time
with the Knicks. Knock on wood.
Robinson.
Bro. No,
how many games did Robinson miss?
Yeah.
In his career, including playoff games, there was times he would fall in the playoffs.
It's guys, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, of course. But
hey,
I mean, that's what they need. They need health, obviously, and that can get them. That can turn this thing into multiple. I said the other day, there's no reason why this team can't put another one together within the next 3 years, if not even next. I mean, this team has chemistry beyond anything that we've ever seen before, really, when you consider the fact that these guys played college together. Three of the starters played in college together.
Think about this too, Anthony, right? Let's say there's a free agent out there. Let's say, a veteran, he could put in like good 15, 20 minutes a game off the bench, and he's a solid player. You thought, I never won an NBA championship. The Knicks just won one. They're a pretty solid team. Maybe I'll take a minimum deal to go to the Knicks and maybe get my ring. I mean, can we have one of those players maybe? Is it our turn? I mean,
it would be nice.
Get it. I mean, especially if you have a guy like, I don't know who's out there that would be willing to do it. But, I mean, listen, I wouldn't be mad at upgrading a Mitchell Robinson or McBride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even know the free agents out there. Like,
there
would be an upgrade, whatever.
But I'm just saying. I mean, listen, if you want to repeat, man, you got to try to keep the team in core, which they will, and just make a few adjustments, man. We can't have Mitchell Robinson going out there and missing, 8 out of 10 free throws in critical games. I mean, I love the guy and all that. We won a championship with him, but oof.
Maybe you bring back Isaiah Hartenstein.
I mean, if that's no,
it's going to cost a lot.
Want to get paid.
He's going to probably cost more than what's his face over there, Robinson.
No, he will, but and not only that, he probably wants to start Hartenstein.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying there are guys out there you can upgrade. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, yeah, there always is.
And then through that draft, man, with that 23rd pick, we might get a solid player. Not saying he's going to be a superstar, but why can't we get a guy? Listen, there are plenty of guys picked in the 20s and even in the beginning of the second round that pan out pretty well. Good support cast. Can we get one there too? Come on.
And that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for the longest time. Knicks have been looking for savers in the draft.
But listen, what was it? Was it Jokic that was picked in the 20s?
You're talking Denver Center. I don't know when he was picked, but I mean,
I don't know if it was Doncic or Jokic.
I think it's on Doncic that was picked
in the 20s, right? But I'm saying we could get lucky like that. Why not?
So Jokic was picked in the 2014 draft, and he went. Fuck is this guy?
Second round.
All right, where is this Jokic?
Like the second round, dude. I think he might have been picked in the second round.
41st overall, second round.
Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine? I'm not saying we're going to get a Jokic, but can we get somebody maybe a third as good as he is? That's all we're asking for, right? Imagine getting a guy who come in, score 10, 13 points in elite defense.
And we're asking to pick him 20 picks higher.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, listen, in Leon, we trust. That's all we got to say.
But yeah, that's why I sent that out yesterday. It's like, I don't know who the fuck this guy. I know what whatever the fuck his name. I know who he is, but I saw some Knicks fans acting like we just signed fucking Giannis. It's like Giannis in his prime. And it's guys, you went 51st overall in the draft last year. I saw him a little bit. Actually, funny situation. He went 51st I just talked about Giannis. The Knicks actually drafted 51st in the 2014 draft, Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Oh,
Giannis's brother. That's definitely an ironic situation right there for that to come out. But yeah, I mean, the run was amazing. The finals were amazing. Game 5, obviously put a cap on the whole thing. Just an amazing run from start to finish. How many times has team come back from 10, 20-point deficits? I think I saw a graphic out where it was something like in a situation like the 29-point comeback and the 22-point comeback, there have only been like 5 comebacks in the last like 25 years.
That's insane.
In the entire, I mean, not just no, that was just the playoffs. Just the playoffs last 25 years, there have only been 5 occurrences that were 20 plus point comebacks like that in the fourth quarter. And it happened twice in in 2 rounds in the span of what?
Oh yeah, maybe
games.
6 or 8 days. There you go. Yeah, that's insane, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
yeah,
we've seen it. We finally got to see one. Listen, I never was able to see one. I was born in '77, right? So I mean, to wait this long to finally see one. Listen, I'm now it's up to the Jets, dude. They're the last one standing, dude. I mean, come on now.
Not for me. The Mets is still on there.
Oh, right. You don't have no Mets one. That's right. You were born in '89. 89, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have a couple teams and I mean the Rangers won '94, but I don't think I was 4 years old, so
yeah, you wouldn't.
I would throw them on the list too. So I still got a ways to go. I still got a lot of stuff. You know what's crazy about this? When you like rewind the clock, like let's say 7 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was. Let's say 8 years ago, the Jets just drafted Darnold. The Rangers were, what the Rangers have been. They've consistent playoff team.
Yeah.
The Mets, let's say they're a couple years out of the World Series where they had Harvey and all that, whatever.
They were
deep. The Knicks were probably the team you looked at. The Knicks were probably the team you looked at and said, out of all these teams, they're probably the least likely to do shit.
At that time, they were ran like the shittiest organization and anything. Now we run it. Now we have the shittiest organization and everything. But I'm starting. Yeah. Hopefully the turnaround is here, man, because it all has to come to a turn. It has to. I mean, there's no freaking way us Jet fans can endure another 10 years of misery like this. We went through the worst 15 years of football misery, dude. It was hell the last 15 years as Jet fans. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, but the problem is, like, I think NFL more than any other sport comes down to, just one position. You need the quarterback, and if you don't have the quarterback, you better have an elite team around. Yeah, and a great coach. And the Jets have missed on coaches. That's why I feel like they fire one every 3 or 4 years. They've cycled through quarterbacks like toilet paper in the morning. It's just one thing after another. But the Knicks did that with point guards until they finally found the right one. And
how many point guards was it? Like 15 point guards and 13?
I want to say it was like in the span of 15 years, they had 13 different starting point guards for game 1 of the season.
That is ridiculous. But now we got ridiculous. Our guy next. Hey, he's going to be there for a good 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. It's like some people are like, oh, he's old. It's like,
he's old. What is he? 28, 29?
He's 29 years old. You know how old Michael Jordan was when he won his first? 28.
Oh, like, yeah. What the heck?
Let's sit here and pretend like Brunson, didn't figure this out a couple years ago and just, got the whole league messed up. I'm not sitting here pretending like he's old and we have a short window. We have a short window from a salary cap standpoint. Got to figure things out with Towns. Got to figure things out with Bridges, obviously, and Anobi, etc.
Still on the contract, isn't he, for another year?
2 years.
Oh, so I mean,
I think he's got this year, and then next year he's got a $61 million payment due. I think Knicks would like for him to try and adjust that. Would be ideal.
It's basketball.
And we'll see. I forget who he was interviewing with, but he did say, like, they asked him, if you would take a pay cut similar to Brunson did, if it ensured that you would have this whole team back. And he's like, I would do it, but you got to tell me how we get all these people back. Can we come to an agreement beforehand? So it sounds like he'd be willing to,
but you got to make it right
with some,
You got to make it right.
That was probably a major stipulation for Brunson too, because don't forget, after they signed Brunson to that extension where he took the pay cut, they gave Vananobi a max contract like very shortly thereafter.
It was part of the whole deal.
It had to be part of it. I think Bridges got paid too as part of the whole conversation. Like, there's definitely something that happened internally. You don't just take a $130 million pay cut and then, the team does nothing around you. We've seen that happen so many times.
Yeah, put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Dolan didn't care about paying, man. That guy, he ain't cheap. That's one thing. He made a lot of bonehead decisions during the years, but for the one time, he listened to the friggin' basketball gods finally and let an organization step up, and look what it did. It delivered a championship to New York finally after 53 miserable years.
Damn right. Yep. All right, bro.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll never forget this. We'll never forget these last.
That week was great, man. When we were away on vacation, getting to watch that series together, pretty much the locking up, the game 3. I mean, that was game 4 and game 5 we watched together, man. That was couldn't ask for anything better. I'll tell you. Us as Knick fans all together hanging out. All the broskies. It was an amazing time.
Yeah.
And maybe next year we'll be doing the same thing.
Yep, that's the goal. We don't want another drought. I don't even want a 2-year drought. Let's strike while the iron's hot. Let's keep rolling.
For sure.
All right, bro. Been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Everyone who's been listening, appreciate you guys for joining. Hit that like button. Throw that thumbs up on there. Subscribe to the channel. Click that thing. And yeah, it's again been a lot of fun. Once we get into this whole training camp thing, we have the next few weeks kind of lined up with positional stuff. And if you're a Jet fan, let's go Jets.
Let's do it.
If you're listening, you're probably also a Knick fan, but if not, whatever. Screw you. Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, like and subscribe. Enjoy the show. Appreciate everyone for joining.
Peace out.